glad to be here.
So we would love to hear about introduction of yourself.
Sure, yeah. Introduce myself. Darius Marquis Johnson. I am a performer that includes acting, dancing, voice acting, choreography, any type of kind of sketching or drawing art. Kind of just do that for fun. I don't do that to get paid. That never pays the bills. But I hold a master's degree in performing arts, and I live out in Los Angeles, California, where I am pursuing my dreams every day, working hard to try to get my name out there.
That's a great introduction. Thank you so much. Could you tell us what is your now at this time in life? What is your now?
I would say my now right now is to um, be taking care of not just my career, but everything up here, like taking care of like what Darius actually needs, especially during this like last year and a half, I miss my friends, I'm far from my family. So right now it's important for me to connect with like people on a human level versus, you know, um, being so gung ho about my career. I mean, I love my career, that's why I'm here. But it's important for me to continue to have those human connections, meet people, sit and talk. So I've been doing that, and it's been great for me.
Um, what? So you tell us like you told us about how you told us about your career. Can you tell us like how you got to this? It's like how did you get to this now?
I got here by understanding like my drive and sticking to it. Sticking to my morals. Like it seems like high school was just yesterday. We were sitting at those desks and we were in Bristol and it's all about that mindset, and it starts in high school and I think back to my mindset in high school and how uh, so many people around me, I personally felt like weren't driven and were very focused on what was happening around them and drama and gossip. And I'm not trying to put myself on a pedestal, but I knew I wanted more. I knew I was like, I'm excited for the next step in my life. And so I stuck to those morals and I stuck to my drive of getting out and going somewhere further, going to the next step in life. That's what I was focused on. And that next step was just going to college. And was that like, is that the only step for people? No, but that was my step, and so I went to college, and that was a great 4 years to learn, fail, like, and just grow as a human being. And even after that, I went back to school to get a master's, and I think all of that just taught me to understand what it is you want in this world, be specific and go after that, because I spent so many years wanting so many things and wanting everything, and I had to learn how to be specific and go after that one thing. And I had to do a lot of growing up in terms of understanding mental health, finances, traveling. This is the fourth, third, third state I've lived in the last like 5 years, just because I've been traveling all around, and that's like a lot for me. I spent my first about like 20 years, 22 years of my life in one state, PA. So yeah, but it's been great, and I think just having experiences and going out, meeting people, learning, being in the career that I'm in has helped me not only grow as an artist, but grow as a human.
How have your family like contribute your ability of being you?
My family has supported everything I've done as an artist. I am like the one artist in my family, the performing artist who's doing this and traveling, but my family supports everything. I call them every time something big happens. We talk all the time. My family has supported me since I was doing little stage plays to like being on, the big screen. So, um, Yeah, my family's played a role in like just having a support system there of people that can celebrate me, and we want to do that. We should celebrate each other. We should, be there for one another, and it's great to have that foundation where people can celebrate each other and and show that care. And when you're working hard, it's kind of like when you're a kid and you're on a sports team and you get first place, you want to run to your parent, your aunt, your uncle, whoever, your guardian, and just be like, look what I did, and you kind of want that praise. Hey, look, I'm an adult and I still want that from my mom, because I want to make my mom proud. So yeah, they're there for me, and I'm just always glad to have them in my corner.
Right. So as a voice actor, could you like give us a could paint us a picture so we'll understand how that is actually like how is that exactly? What is it?
So, how do I even start? It Voice acting, you can't go like anywhere for like 5 minutes without hearing some form of voiceover. You on the bus, you hear that next stop, that's voiceover. You're listening to the radio and a commercial comes on, that's voiceover. You're watching TV and a commercial is voiceover. You're in the doctor's office, you hear it's everywhere. And if you're watching cartoons, that's voiceover. Your phone, Siri, that's voiceover. It's everywhere. You're watching a movie and then you hear that, like, you go to the movies, you hear the trailers and it's like coming to a theater, voiceover. It's everywhere. um I particularly I love animation voiceover because I have this big energy from being in theater, so that's my world. I also do commercials too, and I'm interested in some other stuff, but that's like my main focus. But I have friends who like do audiobooks, narration, tons of stuff. So I mean, it really is everywhere, and it's basically just the acting that we see in a movie, in a theater production, in a commercial. It's all of that, but it's behind the microphone. So we're recording it. We're still this character. We're still using the acting techniques that we'll use in a play or in a movie. It's just about capturing all of that with just your voice, which is even harder sometimes. But it's so much fun. There's something about it, for me, that I'm like, this is for me. It's actually why I moved out to California, because this is like they say this is the place for animation and cartoons and stuff. So that's why I came here, and I love it. I love it absolutely. Like the hardest part, um, hmm. Well, I want to. Part of me wants to say the hardest part is that, like, a good 60 to 80% of our job in this career field is rejection. It's hearing no. It's hearing no, no, no. You put in work, you hear no. But I mean, to me, it starts to get old in terms of like that being hard. It's just normal. So I don't want to say that's hard. It's a part of it. If you can't deal with that, if you can't deal with people saying no, 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 this isn't for you, because you will hear you'll do you'll work your butt off, and no, no, just because there's somebody else that they do want, or oh, this one person had this thing, we really want that. That's okay. That's not the hardest part, really. To me, that's not. I would say the hardest part is letting go. Like, we have to, like, letting go and having fun. Sometimes we take careers so seriously, no matter what you're doing. You could be in any career field to a degree, but like sports, you take it seriously. Acting, we take it seriously. Broadcasting, we take these things seriously, and it's like it can be fun. And when we have fun, that's how we probably get the job most of the time. You know, People want to work with people who have good energy and they're positive and they're fun and they're collaborative. And so sometimes I can lose that because I'm eager and I really like, oh, I want this job. Oh, I want this. I want to get this audition. Excuse me. And I forget about having fun. So I would say what's hard for me is yeah, letting go and just kind of finding my inner child, or that spirit inside me that just wants to play and have fun. I got to let that out more.
Okay. That's true. You know, like to like. So, what are the few of your works that you have been in, and how have you been able to move from each each character?
Like so I'm going to encompass this question in like a lot of the different things that I've done, because I've moved from theater to film to voice actor. Not even moved. I still do them all, but I mean, I kind of have been doing one, learned this one while I was doing this one, learned another while I was doing these two, you know. So I would say I started off in theater um back when I was about 12, 13, and that taught me how to work with another person on stage. That taught me awareness of people around me. That taught me to have fun. That taught me spontaneity, think on my feet, keep moving, keep moving. Um, and that taught me just about, the art of the story that I'm reading and I'm portraying, and understanding the text. And all of that I took with me to film. So I had that foundation, and I went to film, and film is a little bit more, uh, it's a little bit more intimate. So it's, instead of screaming to the person all the way over there, the person's right next to you. So you're having that, scene, and it might be a little bit more quiet and a little bit more still. So film taught me to have patience. Again, understanding text through a different lens, and it taught me how to still have that energy that I had in theater, but keep it like held a little bit. The energy. If you watch a movie, those people, there's so much energy going on, and that's kind of why we like watch it, and we're like, we can't take our eyes off the screen sometimes, because that person has so much energy. Like, man, what's his name? Uh, I'm blanking on his name, but like so many actors, they got this energy. We can't like stop looking at them, and it's like, what's going on? Because it's that energy. And they're holding it, they're holding it in, and so that does something to the audience. Which I didn't even talk about before, but the audience plays a big part into all of the things that we do in this career. We want to, especially in theater, audience is a part of the experience. We want to make the audience laugh, cry, scream. We want them on the edge of their seat. Even in film, the audience just isn't there, because you recorded on a set. But anyway, I took all of that from theater and film, and I took that into voiceover. And the beautiful thing about it was, when I went into voiceover, I already had such a great foundation on how to act, how to behave. But I also had this energy that I've always had as a kid, to just want to be goofy, want to be crazy, want to be zany. And so it works half the time, but not all cartoons are like that anymore. I'm such a 90s kid, and in the 90s, like, pretty much every cartoon was a little crazy. But now we have cartoons that are a little bit more serious, or a little less wacky. But anyway, I took all that understanding, the patience, the energy, understanding the text. I took all of that into voiceover, and I've been doing voiceover since 2016. But within the last year, I've been kind of doing it off and on since 2016, because I was doing other stuff, and I was like, I'll try this, and I was kind of going slow. But once the pandemic hit, and we were all staying at home, I was doing voiceover like 24/7, and not doing it like performing or working with people. No, I was all about it. I was reading about it, learning, watching videos and classes, and I was doing that about 80% of the time, and the 20% was trying to audition and work. But on the other 80%, I was learning, like back in school, basically. So, and now I'm here. there's definitely a list of inspirational people for me that kind of goes along like ages in terms of where I was in my life. When I was growing up, when I was a kid, um, my first idols ever, my first inspirations ever were Keenan Thompson and Kel Mitchell. Keenan and Kel, because as a young boy to see two black men on TV, being hilarious, being greatness, doing what they do, that will always forever stay in my heart because that was my favorite show. But it was so dope for me as a young black boy to see something that I wanted to do and say I could do that because I saw them doing it. There's at that time there wasn't even like a lot of representation. I mean, like in the last even 5-10 years, we've been really speaking out about like this lack of representation here and there, how so many of us have to play these certain roles because of our skin color, our gender, our race. So like in the 90s it was such a dope time to see two black men doing their thing. And then in my like preteen years, as I was getting into theater, I was kind of dealing with a similar thing. I was like, this theater thing's cool. Shakespeare's cool, but like nothing was like screaming to me. Nothing was like, man, like this feels like me. And then I saw a video of Lin-Manuel Miranda uh, doing what was it? The Tony Awards. They did a shortened version of one of the songs from In the Heights, the musical, and that changed my life. Once again, I saw representation, but this time on stage, I saw something that was like, oh, I could be in that. I could do that. You probably won't see me in Singing in the Rain or The Music Man or whatever. There are all these shows that, like somebody probably could say, well, you could be in them. I'm like, yeah, but is that like what I speak? Is that my language? Is that, and then here's In the Heights, which is this, musical about, set in New York with, Dominican Republic, and it showed me that like we also have a voice in theater. Um, and then I think I've just gone on to in my adult years to actually be inspired by like friends and professors that I've had the chance to work with. And overall, I think the biggest thing I want to tell people, I always try to tell young kids that I meet, adolescents, is that like focus on these things that you want to do. Focus on what your path is. Your path is okay. There's going to be so many people coming your way telling you this is wrong. They'll make fun of you. They'll bully you. All this junk. But know your path and know this is what I'm going to do. When we were in Bristol, people were making fun of me for performing. You know what? 10, what is it? 10, I don't even know how long ago that was.
I think it's 9. It's
Like
almost
10,
10. It's nine
almost
years.
10, 9 years later, people made fun of me for the thing that's keeping a roof over my head, that's paying my bills. And what are they doing? I don't know. You know what I mean? I was focused on my path. I was like, well, I want to do this. This makes me happy. If it makes you happy, do it. Don't worry about the money. Don't worry about the money. If it makes you happy, do it. But follow your path and don't let anybody throw you off your path if that's something you want to do. People will tell you that you shouldn't do something or it's wrong or boys don't do that, girls don't do that. If you want to do it, do it. Do it, try it. And if you fail, if you don't want to do it, that's different than other people. But it's like you got to take walk your own journey down your path and don't worry about what's happening around you, worry about what's going on inside you, you know? And I think about that again with society, high school, growing up, like people want to be so involved in other people's business and other people, people don't want to be focused on. I know we're young and I get it, but like it's so important to be focused on like what is in front of you, not what's around you. Again, there's so many things around us, people talking this and that. Focus on what's right in front of you. Okay. Oh, there's that. degree, I'm going to chase it. Oh, I'm going to go to trading school. I'm going to chase it. Oh, I'm about to get this like 9 to 5 and then be a manager at this, company. Chase it. Whatever it is, chase that's in front of you. Not all the junk that's around you and people saying this and people saying that, and it don't matter. Cuz the fact of the matter is 10 years later, I don't even remember what people were saying about me. I remember some of the stuff and I laugh about it because it's just dumb stuff about people saying, oh, like, oh, that he does that silly thing and he thinks he can dance. I'm like, well, yeah, I do think I can dance because ESPN told me when they put me on there. You know what I mean? And I'm not putting myself on a pedestal, but I'm saying, like, I'm proud that I was focused on what's right in front of me. And I want to encourage people. I want to encourage the people that made fun of me. I don't have no hatred towards them. I hope, I want everybody to focus on because then we can all be greatness, I want that for everybody. I'm not mad at anybody. I want us all to go chase what's in front of us. But we can't if we're too focused on all the other stuff. So again, it's just about that mindset. Yeah.
Thank you so much for allowing us to capture and us able to see you now has the now will lead you and how you now where led you to you now. And the time is now for you, each and every one of you, to make a difference. No matter what happened, always start for your goal. No matter what anybody else said about you, don't let anything affect you. As Darius say, be yourself and set a goal, and no matter what happens, just continue to fight for it because the time is now for you to make a difference. Thank you so much.
Thank
Oh,
you.
before we leave, can you tell us your handles, Darius?
Yes. So I'm on Instagram. It's what's my name? It's Hilarious Darius. So ITS Hilarious Darius. And then Twitter, I think it's DJ Voice Actor. I don't really go on Twitter, so I'm really on Instagram, TikTok. My TikTok is called that the Foolishness, DA Foolishness. And yeah, and I'm on there and doing my thing. But Instagram is where I really communicate with people. I post most of my content. So check me out there.
Thank you so much, and we look forward to seeing you in the future and hearing more about like
Looking forward to it as well.